Hi guys, welcome to the recap of Gen 3. Guys, thank you so much for liking these recaps. It's so fun. We have this one and one more to go through. So tonight we are going to talk about Phoenix Eldenborn. This is Nessa Devereaux and Henry Eldenborn's child, the one that got kidnapped by Serenity, who is Nessa's evil sister. Now, when Nessa caught Thorn and Serenity fooling around in Gen 2, Thorn moved in with Serenity, but only for a short amount of time, and Serenity got pregnant with a little girl named Magdalena. So Serenity was not a good mother. She was really not a mother. She treated Magdalena pretty decently, but just to rub it in Phoenix's face that Phoenix did not have anyone that loved him. So Phoenix grew up feeling like very unloved. He would sleep on the floor. All he had for toys was like a little piece of paper that he could draw on. And so he loved doing art because that was all he knew, like all that he had that he could do. So when he got older, he and Magdalena decided to run away. Magdalena did not like her mom either, and obviously Phoenix wanted to get away from that toxic environment. So they ran away when they were maybe 17 years old, 17 or 18. And they meet a couple people living in an abandoned shack or like a rundown home, Bobby and August. Now, August had a big old crush on Bobby, and Bobby had a big old crush on Phoenix. So it was a little bit messy. Phoenix did not realize. Phoenix saw Bobby as a friend. Phoenix did not see Bobby in that kind of way. But they spent, some months there. Phoenix turned 18. It was a whole thing. And so Phoenix is now an adult. And Bobby tries to kiss him one night, and August sees it, and August gets very mad, and he beats the crap out of Phoenix, and just completely knocks him out. So Phoenix wakes up, and he has no idea where he is. He looks up, and it's snowing, and he's like, how in the world is it snowing? Where am I? And he is looking around, and he realizes he is stranded at this Christmas tree lot. So he's on this Christmas tree lot, and he sees one of the houses on the lot has a little light in there. So he goes up to the door and he knocks on the door, and he meets the most kind, loving family. There was a brother, there was two parents, there was a daughter, and even some little kids running around. And it did not take very long for him to just love the family. They welcomed him in, they gave him Christmas cookies, they gave him, a warm drink, they offered to wash his clothes so he wasn't in dirty clothes anymore. And they said, stay as long as you'd like. And he didn't want to overstay his welcome, but it almost felt like he was meant to be there. So he ended up staying there for a long time. And he and the family daughter, Snow, fell in love. It took a little while. It was a little bit of a slow burn because Snow was very, very shy. But after he broke down those walls, she was fun and goofy, and they hit it off. They just really, really cared so much about each other. And, months go by, and she gets pregnant, and they get married, and it's this big, beautiful, thing. But then what happens is we flash to a scene where he is in a hospital room. It turns out that this is a coma dream, and he does not realize that. So a couple days go by, and right as Snow is about to give birth, he wakes up, and he realizes that this was a dream, that none of this was real, that Snow was not real, the baby was not real, this family was not real. But luckily, Magdalena, while he had been unconscious, Magdalena had gone and found his family, Nessa and Henry, and they were so happy to see him, but he was devastated because he didn't have Snow and he didn't have that family anymore. So after he's recovered in the hospital, he goes home, and by some crazy miracle, there is a little baby on his front step. And he recognizes the baby immediately because right beside her is a little cat. Snow's cat. Snow's the little cat named Jasper was sitting right beside the baby protecting her. And he took one look at that baby and he realized, that's my baby. That's my baby. And to this day, we don't really know how it happened. It was like a glitch in the Matrix where it was almost like the universe was blessing him with the child that he deserved. So of course, he takes the cat in, he brings his daughter in, he got a paternity test, and yep, to his surprise, it was 100% his daughter. And she looked just like Snow. So he knew that it was their baby. Snow had been saying her favorite name was December, and Phoenix did not like that name, but because Snow was no longer around, he was like, let's name this baby December. So he decides to start painting. He decides to start painting for money, and all he can seem to get himself to paint are pictures of Snow. He cannot finish the paintings, but he paints them halfway and sells them, and people love them. And so once he's saved up enough money, he actually opens his own museum. One day when his daughter is maybe 3 or 4 years old, he and his family go to a Christmas lot. Basically, it's where Christmas trees are. You can go ice skating. There's little shops. And he peeks inside of one and he sees Snow in there. And his immediate reaction is, I need to go speak to her. It's Snow. It's the woman that I'm in love with. But then he sees that she is with a man and that there is a baby there. So he starts tearing up, but he has to walk away from her. Well, a few years go by and he meets this girl named Maddie. And Maddie is December's ballet teacher because December was ballerina. They hit it off, not quite like he and Snow did, but you know, it's nice. It's just nice during the night. Like, it's nice to have someone near you and to have partnership. So he decides, okay, I'm gonna be with Maddie, and she ends up pregnant. And a few days after he finds out that she's pregnant, Snow shows up to the museum and she sees the pictures of her on the wall, and all of a sudden, all the memories that he still has floods her memories, and she starts crying because she remembers everything, and she turns around and there he is. And she goes, Phoenix, and he knows that she knows, and they both know that in another dimension they were together. But unfortunately, he's with Maddie and she's pregnant, and so he has to walk away from her. Well, a few weeks after that, he gets a text, and it is a text from a man who says, that baby is not yours, that baby is mine. So he waits until Maddie gives birth, and sure enough, the baby is not his. And so he goes to the museum and he waits and he hopes every single day that Snow will come back, because obviously Maddie is no longer welcome in his life because she is a cheetah. She's a cheetah. So he waits and he hopes that she'll show up, and one day she does. And they run into each other's arms and he kisses her, and they were never to be separated again. And it was the most romantic and sweet story. But here's the thing, Phoenix actually has one of the saddest stories. And you'll see that as time goes on. He actually loses his daughter eventually. But I will say, he and Snow, at the end of everything, they do die in each other's arms. They die of old age together. And so he never loses his true love again. So yeah, that's Gen 3, and I hope you guys really enjoyed. I have one more gen to recap, Gen 4, which in my opinion is one of the craziest gens. It's almost like a Keely Devereaux situation again, where the child is very dynamic. So this is Gen 3. I hope you liked it, and I will see you when I make Gen 4. All right, guys, I love you. Bye.